And good morning. Happy Monday to you. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel, 30th day of October 2017. I am Dan Kuntz alongside Steve Hare. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you too.
How was your weekend?
I feel sorry for you poor people out there having to wake up to these two faces every morning.
There's worse.
Wake up, Wenatchee.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good weekend?
Excellent weekend for sports, I'll tell you what. And highly successful Make a Difference Day on Saturday.
We got some highlights.
We do.
From both Make a Difference Day and sports.
Yeah.
For that matter. Just a quick heads up as we get going on this Monday. I'm really punky this morning because I stayed up and watched the World Series, all 5 hours and 17 minutes of Game 5. So
I couldn't stay up. The funny thing is I went to bed last night. The Dodgers were leading 4-0, so I figured, hey, you know, Kershaw's on the mound. This one's in the can.
It's baseball.
What was the final score, 13-12?
Yeah, in 10 innings. It's baseball.
Lord.
There is no clock. You can't run the clock out.
No.
You have to let the other team bat. You can't deny them their opportunity to smack the ball around. That's that's the beauty about baseball.
This is one for the ages, though.
It's an incredible World Series.
Unbelievable.
It's just, I'm digging every minute of it.
What is it now, 101 home runs that have been hit in the postseason?
Something like that. It's insane. They had 8 last night.
Come on.
It's been a great World Series. It's been terribly entertaining. Here's the funny part, of course, leading up to the World Series, I was hoping that my Yankees were going to be taking on your Dodgers. We could have lots of fun over the 10-day period that is the World Series. My Yankees didn't make it. But here's an interesting point. If the Yankees had won the American League pennant and were playing the Dodgers in the World Series instead of the Astros, we'd still be waiting for Game 4. Because of all the rain that New York got.
That's true.
First 2 games were in L.A. in the heat and the sunshine, and they were supposed to, would have moved to New York for games 3, 4, and 5 in the Bronx. They would have been able to play on Friday, but it poured rain in Manhattan and in all of New York City all day Saturday, all day Sunday. They wouldn't have been able to play baseball. So.
Well, I can guarantee you that in L.A., where the series now moves to tomorrow night, is it apparently, you're not going to see anybody getting to the stadium late and leaving early.
That was the old way back in the day, wasn't it?
Back in the day, you bet.
I'd
get there around the 3rd inning, and then I'd leave in the 7th, you know.
What would Vince Scully say? They'd show up late, boo loud, and leave early.
There you go.
That's about how that is. So we had a great World Series. It was an unbelievable night Friday night at Leeboff to fill at the Apple Bowl, one of the classic Bridge of Sportsmanship games. We're very proud to bring it to you here on the NCW Life Channel. We got highlights of that.
And
incredible victory for the Wildcats.
Yesterday.
What's that?
Barn burner yesterday.
Yeah,
too.
I missed the Seahawks game.
Oh my gosh, that was a great game. Great game.
The reason I missed the Seahawks game is that it was sunny and 64 yesterday. We're not going to have that probably until March.
No.
I had to enjoy a drop-dead gorgeous day like we had yesterday while the getting was good. Same deal on Saturday. The weather for Make a Difference Day was perfect.
Yeah.
So we got 2 or 3 fairly nice days, and then a big change in the weather. We could see snow on the valley floor.
Stop it.
By Saturday night and Sunday.
No.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Oh my gosh.
The National Weather Service
It's
does
too early
this.
for that.
So, well, you got to remember, it's November on
That's
Wednesday.
Right. That's right.
So
Frost on the pumpkin.
Yeah, frost on the pumpkin. My guest today in the second half of the show, Linda Hagelin, the executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association. Of course, they trick or treat on the Ave tomorrow, late afternoon. Well, it's still bright out, and then they have a bunch of stuff going on. They got the big holiday open house and wine walk on the way. Lots of things to talk about with Linda in the second half of the show.
I got to go pick up my candy for the kids, obviously. I haven't done that yet.
Can I trick or treat at your place? Do you mind?
Absolutely.
So,
you bet.
Oh, thank you for reminding me, everybody. Before I forget, do not come to my house tomorrow night for trick or treating. I will be watching Game 6 of the World Series. You're not getting squat for me.
No, there you are. Trick, not treat.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm not. It's not like I don't love Halloween or not participating in the holiday. It's the World Series. It's Game 6. I'm watching the World Series. Sorry, that's just the way it is.
Bah humbug.
Couple of reminders. Yesterday's high, 64, 11 degrees above normal. It was just beautiful. It was so. I had the windows open again. Yeah. It was sunny. It was just a beautiful, beautiful afternoon, and it's going to stay that way. Sunrise this morning, 7:42. Late. But this is the last full week of daylight saving time. We go to standard time on Sunday.
Okay, we're going to fall back.
You get that extra hour. And like we mentioned last week, why they do that in the wee small hours of the morning makes no sense to me. They should do it at noon.
Yeah.
So we can really enjoy the extra hours instead of sleeping through it. So anyway, thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life Channel. We are live here from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee. Ready to go around the valley with Valley View cameras?
Yeah.
Just do it. We started, of course, with the cross camera. That's a tradition that goes way back, all the way back to last week, I believe. That is the cross camera Steve pulled all the way back. Beautiful morning.
Wow.
We had some wind last night.
We did have a little wind, didn't we?
It kind of came out of nowhere.
And I have this motion sensor ghoul that I have hung up on the tree out front. And every time the wind blows, it starts screaming.
Really?
Sets the dog off. Yeah.
Geez.
Oh, yeah. So I've got to take that thing down or turn it off at night.
We had some unexpected wind. That's funny. Ironically enough, it was also east to west, which very rarely happens, but that's what it was. Normally the wind comes off the Puget Sound and goes through the Cascade foothills, and that's almost always, our wind is usually out of the west or out of the northwest. It was almost directly out of the east last night, which was not normal. That's not
Coming
normally
in
how it
from Santa Ana, probably.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure that's what it was. Camera number 2, you and I will find out together because we don't know. Our producer picks them out. That's got to be number 1 Canyon. Again, it's not that, what you see there is not truly representative of what's going on outside, as we mentioned before. The lenses on these super duper high definition cameras are trying to let in as much light as possible. It's actually not that bright, but it is pretty.
Oh, it is beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely beautiful. Camera 3 takes us to beautiful downtown Wenatchee, looking to the south. Pretty light commute on a Monday.
Looking towards the heights.
Yep. And finally, camera number 4. And that is
looks
the
like
other
Omi.
cross camera. I don't know, do we have a name for that? I just call it the other cross camera.
That's not Omi. No.
No, that's the camera, as we mentioned before. It's about 500 feet to the east of the cross camera. It's on another ridge that sticks out on the heights, but it's a little bit lower and a little bit farther to the east. Looking right down, you can see Wenatchee Avenue.
Sunset.
Yep.
Is that Sunset? No,
You
that's
can't see
Wenatchee
Sunset.
Avenue. I beg your
Yep,
pardon.
that's the
I'm looking
avenue, and
north.
you can see Mission and Chelan, the 3 big drags here in town as you get from point A to point
As I
B.
mentioned before, at my age, I get easily disoriented. So.
Which is why we put you in charge of the news, Steve. That's it. That's the problem there. 7 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service, your forecast. Looking good today, looking good tomorrow. Wednesday, the last real day of sunny and fairly mild temperatures. The temperatures are going to be a lot cooler than what we saw over the weekend. And then the big change comes on Thursday. And by the time we get to the weekend, as I mentioned before, we have a slight chance of rain. It is going, a slight chance of snow. It's going to rain on Thursday. Rain likely on Thursday, as a matter of fact. And a high near 53. So sunny today and 57, sunny tomorrow, sunny Wednesday. Look at those overnight lows, Steve. Clear skies means chilly temperatures. And if you look all the way ahead to Friday, rain likely. Saturday and Saturday night, a chance of rain mixed with snow. Saturday's high only 42. That's it. And then Sunday, there's a 40% chance of snow. A 40% chance of snow on Sunday as we welcome standard time back into the fold. So about another 2.5 days of pretty pleasant weather. All the trees in my neighborhood, leafless. They're all gone.
Oh, really?
Yep, they all just like that.
Yeah, ours are still ablaze with color.
Oh, now, yeah, in my neighborhood, they're gone. They're basically all, and I live in an older neighborhood with lots of big old trees with lots of foliage. All the leaves have just completely exited the area.
I was driving around the area, checking out the colors over the weekend. I think the prettiest colors I saw were at the cemetery up on Western.
Oh, okay.
Wenatchee City Cemetery. Beautiful colors in the park there. And then Tedford Park in East Wenatchee. Beautiful trees out there. Yeah.
I'm not ready for winter. I'm just not, but we'll get there. It is 9 minutes after the hour. It's a pretty busy weekend, lots to talk about. We got a few things from the police blotter, plus we have a nice little video montage of Make a Difference Day on Saturday. I hope you went out and made a difference. And we'll get to that. The news with Steve Hare. That gentleman right there with his brand new haircut is 1 minute away.
Presentable at least.
You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CVCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CVCH respects that.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome to this 30th day of October. Here's what's happening around north central Washington on this first day of the work week. First of all, Moses Lake police officers teamed up Sunday morning with Grant County Sheriff's Office canine officer to catch a vehicle prowler who actually threatened to stab the owner of the car he was prowling. Shortly before 3 o'clock Sunday morning, several Moses Lake High School students arrived at the park and ride lot located at I-90 and SR-17. The kids were returning from Scarywood at Silverwood Theme Park, but police say the real zombie show, in their words, was still ahead. In fact, as they pulled into the parking lot, they observed 30-year-old Armando Rubio, the suspect, rifling through the trunk of one of their cars. Rubio then allegedly threatened to stab one of the students, then hopped onto his bike and rode away. Officers responded. They located the suspect's abandoned bicycle. Rubio was arrested after the sheriff's canine tracked him down. Here you can see the picture of the arrest being made from a photo provided to us by the Moses Lake Police Department. Suspect was in possession of methamphetamine and also knives. Rubio reportedly gave a full confession to officers, saying here, according to the report, that he can steal whenever he wants, and he usually gets away with it, according to the police department's news release. Quite creatively written, I might add. Also, Wenatchee police asking for your help in identifying a suspect in a recent burglary at a local store. Captain Edgar Reinfeld has released a video from a store security camera outside Stan's Mary Mart on South Wenatchee Avenue. The suspect was pictured in the video smashed in the front glass door of the store last Thursday night. Here's the surveillance cam. You can see here, suspect stole firearms and ammunition from the sporting goods department. Police ask that you private message them via their Facebook page or call Rivercom at 663-9911, or you can contact Detective Jeff Ward. His number is 888-4136 if you have any additional information to share. Well, everyone wants electricity, but actually no one wants a substation in their backyard. But at least that was one message that was shared with Chelan County PUD commissioners by North Shore Lake Chelan residents attending a special meeting last week. PUD is considering two possible sites for locating the new substation. Commissioners fielded comments from 20 people, including Kathy Branch, whose concern is with the proposed Henderson Road site where her property is located.
I do not believe that this site is the be-all, end-all, and it is going to affect my personal old age. I worked a lifetime for this, and there was never any possibility that this was going to be located there until very recently. When I was asked last year whether I would give up part of my 6 acres to build a substation, my response immediately was, I would not do that to my neighbors. I wouldn't see it, they would. So I'm asking the same. I'm asking that you do not pass the trash here and ask us, the handful of us, to give up so much of our property value. Thank you.
And Corky Thorson, another property owner who attended that meeting, he objects to the Henderson Road site even if the transmission lines are buried underground.
I'm totally against the Henderson substation site because I own a lot and a house and another lot directly above them. It's going to decimate the value of those properties and the enjoyment we have when we go up there to relax and get away from the beehive of Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond. You all know what that's about. Now, they've talked mitigation. Mitigation is not going to solve the whole problem. Mitigation is not going to eliminate that site. It's going to be there. We're going to hear it. We're going to see it. I appreciate the notion of that, and I know Mr. McKenna has some ideas in that regard. He's going to talk to me about it. But I don't think that's going to really cut it. It's going to decimate our values.
Meanwhile, the PUD said the existing substations in Union Valley and Wapato Point are nearing capacity and that a new substation is needed in order to redistribute existing electrical load. Washingtonians will have fewer and more expensive options for health care insurance this coming year when the open enrollment process starts later this week. 11 health insurers are approved to sell 74 plans in Washington's 2018 individual health insurance market. The average premium increase this year has jumped to 36.4%. State Insurance Commissioner Mike Kreidler says President Trump's decision to stop funding the cost-sharing reduction assistance will increase rates by an average of 10% statewide. He shared his concerns in a recent interview on TVW.
The worst part of it, however, it makes the insurance companies nervous. They're not sure that they won't be having to pay for it out of their own pocket. And not all of those insurance companies are making money. And you're going to say, you want me to stay in this market where I run the risk that I'm going to lose? And now we don't know for certain whether they're even going to be paying for these subsidies. It might be cost shifted to us at some point. This obviously makes them very apprehensive.
Commissioner said the other major cost driver is the skyrocketing cost of prescription drugs. He says he fears the healthcare insurance market is poised to collapse.
I feel right now it's very comparable to what they started to experience right after they passed the repeal in 1995. I was with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services at that point as regional director, and I was monitoring it. I feel it in my bones right now that you just can't keep going like this with this degree of uncertainty and count on keeping insurers. If the right ones, back out of the market, you're going to see a stampede for the door.
Open enrollment, by the way, starts November 1st and ends January 15th. Well, one final note here. Hundreds of volunteers took part in Saturday's Make a Difference Day activities in the Wenatchee Valley. Thanks to Megan McPherson, our camera person who took these shots of the big event. It's the one day out of the year that the community comes together to help others. Pybus Market again served as the central gathering place with information about the wide variety of work projects, multitude of nonprofit and charitable organizations in need of a helping hand. Work parties were pretty busy, repairing and giving away free bicycles, as we'll see here. It was also a day for fall cleanup in the foothills, as volunteer work crews busied themselves planting and fixing trails for the Chelan-Douglas Land Trust. But Dan, here's some pictures of the bike giveaway and repairs that they were doing. That's always a neat little project.
I dropped by Albertsons before the football game on Saturday, and they were doing their Coast for Kids drive with Cherry Creek Media. The Wenatchee World and Cherry Creek Media had teamed up in the Albertsons parking lot. It was a beehive of activity. I was going to go say hi to some of my old radio broadcasting friends. They were just too darn busy taking jet coats. And
well, I'll tell you what, I was driving around the valley myself, and I saw a lot of projects going on. Hey, thanks to all of you who, participated in that, and hope you had a good time and not too sore after the projects. I know that there looked like an ant farm up on the hills of Wenatchee as the crews were up there fixing trails and doing a lot of cleanup work, but makes our valley what it is.
And Mother Nature, thank you. She gave us a beautiful weekend.
Really did.
Yeah. Next weekend, not so pretty, unless you like snow, if you're just joining us.
Yeah.
We have a good chance, about a 40% chance of measurable snow on the valley floor on Sunday. That's going to be the day to make the lasagna or the chili and kick back and watch the football.
Is that a hint?
I should be making my chili. I should.
That seafood lasagna.
We had, oh yeah, I'll take that. You and I trade. I'll make the chili and give you a dish of my chili as long as I get one of that seafood lasagna.
That's a deal.
And by the way, congratulations to Dart Man. You don't know who he is, but we do. He won the company's chili cook-off again. He makes an incredible chili. I missed it on Friday.
Oh.
We had 21 different chilies brought in by various employees, and we had it's a long time company tradition. I just was so busy on Friday, I just didn't get a chance to participate. I'll be back next year, though.
I heard they had a fun horse race, too, at the ball game.
At the Eastmont Wenatchee game. And boy, if you missed that, first of all, it was a great crowd, great spirit. It was an unbelievable game. Eastmont went for two in overtime. Great roll of the dice by Coach Mike Don, and Wenatchee scored in overtime but couldn't match on the two-point conversion. We got highlights from that incredible bridge of sportsmanship game. The trophy sits at Eastmont High School.
Go Wildcats.
Congratulations to the Wildcats. Don't forget the news with Steve Hare. Not Steve Hare, with
Steve Hare.
No, short guy, haircut,
when he
kind of
gets
great.
back,
Grant Olson.
But actually, I'm doing it because Grant is on assignment.
Okay,
today.
Grant is on assignment, so you'll be doing the news
I
tonight.
will be doing the afternoon news today. So.
Okay, so the news with this guy will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. Programming reminders, Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. His guest today, Dr. James Goodwin, They're talking gun control. Mike thinks we're okay, and Dr. Goodwin thinks we need a little bit more gun control. That'll be a fascinating show. Street Talk and No Stuff with Mike Mad Dog Minotti at 10 o'clock.
Before you go to your break here, I just want to make one more little promotion here. Coming up at noon today, we have a very special program. It's being provided to us through TVW, and it's a special 5-part series of reports on a very controversial topic here in the Wenatchee Valley and statewide for that matter, the Hearst decision, which was a Supreme Court ruling on water. 5-part series, all having to do with all aspects of that case and water, which is for fighting for, in Central Washington.
And that's going to be a 5-part?
5-part series report. We'll carry the first part this week.
Okay, then
at
the next
noon
4
each
weeks.
day. Yeah.
Good. All right, thanks, Steve. That was a lot of news to get to.
A lot of news.
And we got a lot of sports to get to and a whole bunch more. Don't forget my guest in the second half of the show, Linda Hagelin, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association. 21 minutes after the hour, 1 minute break, sports and everything else. When we come back, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee. We'll be right back.
Seahawks.
Everyone, Frank Ferrari here at Frank's Used Cars, where everybody gets a good deal. Today's deal is F-150 under 300,000 miles. Yesterday, $55.95. Today, it's only $213. At this price, this thing won't last long. Hurry on down to Frank Ferrari's Used Cars, where everybody gets a good deal. Right, Fred? Forget about Frank. Here at Town Nissan, we're fun, we're fair, and we're fabulous. Town Nissan, behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Ladies of the Wenatchee Valley, do you know the secret of receiving the perfect gift for your birthday, anniversary, or Christmas? We have the answer for you at Collins Fashions. Come in and fill out a wish list. You can choose from beautifully crafted jewelry, handbags, and luggage from Brighton, stylish wallets and handbags from Lotus, cozy sweaters from Icelandic, zip fleece from Tommy Bahama, fashions from Joseph Ribkop, and Collins gift cards. Our little elves can contact your loved ones and share your wish list. Complimentary gift wrap and amazing service at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
22 minutes after the hour on this Monday, the 30th day of October, 2017. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Sports, there's a bunch to get to. Let's get right to it. We'll start up with the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from Friday. A wild, unforgettable bridge of sportsmanship game. One of the best ever. Eastmont edges the Wenatchee Panthers in overtime, 36-34, just the 12th win for the Wildcats in 49 tries against Wenatchee. Ian Dunn and Mark Miller, our good friends, had the call for Coho Radio and us here on the NCW Life channel.
Wildcat drive on their opening possession. Hand up to low. No! The Massey takes it off the right side, and he's into the end zone. It's touchdown, Eastmont. 3rd down 11. Straight drop. Blitz off the right side. Pass complete inside to Stegman, and Stegman has the first down. He's down the sideline. He's in the clear. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Wenatchee. 3rd down and 10 coming up. Handoff. No. Sweep to the right side. Massey keep the 10. 5. And the touchdown, Eastmont. On 2nd down and 8. Fakes the handoff, goes over the middle. Wide open is Coots. Can he get to the end zone? 30, 20, 10, 5, and Panther. Incredible. 1st down and 10, Eastmont, now from the Panther 26. Handoff right side to Scaramiso on his feet to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Eastmont. Is it time? Now, Bishop standing at his own 45.
It is. It is a fake.
And Jelsing off the left side to the 40, the 35, the 20. Can he get to the 1st down? The 10.
Down.
1st down, still on his feet.
Oh, my goodness. 4th down.
And they're going to mark him down at the 2 on the fake punt.
4th down and 32 yards, and it converts.
Blakeney in shotgun. Moving to his right. Throws. Catch is made. And he's into the end zone. Stegman. Touchdown, Wenatchee. Massey in shotgun. Picks it up. Going to throw it off the right side. And it's going to be picked off. Off the right side to the 50. Tucker. 45. Tucker to the 30. And he'll be wrapped up. No, he's still on his feet at the 10.
one of the most exciting sequences. What a 48-minute contest we've seen here.
Now man comes in motion near side. Handoff to Blauman, right side, and Blauman is in for the touchdown. Handoff left side to Schneider, and he's in there. Touchdown, Eastmont. First possession of overtime. Lopez the handoff off the right side, and he has a touchdown.
Eastmont draws first blood. And look at this. Look at this. Eastmont going for two.
No, they're just doing that feint.
Oh, it's the old...
If the Panthers don't line up correctly, they'll run it. If they are going to run it. Massey off to the right side. Looks to the end zone. Catch is made. Oh, my goodness.
2-point conversion.
And Blauman the handoff off the left side, and he's in there. Touchdown, Wenatchee.
Nate Blauman.
3 receivers set. Blauman in the backfield.
Come on, Panthers.
Here we go. And Blakeney moving to his right. Throws left. And it's incomplete. And the Wildcats win it.
Phenomenal.
And boy, are they celebrating out on the field.
Boy, no losers tonight, boys. Put your heads high. Incredible contest.
And boy, you got to tip your cap to these Wildcats. We're going for 2. And that turns out to be the deciding factor in this overtime.
Whew, what a game on Friday night. I got to catch my breath here. Let's go back to the scoreboard. Also from Friday night, the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. Manson over Brewster 20-6. And as you can see, Orville no trouble with Waterville Mansfield 53-20. The Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from Saturday. To the soccer pitch we go. Eastmont advancing with a 2-1 win in its Big 9 play-in game against Davis, and that means a district tournament game at Moses Lake Wednesday, 6 o'clock for the Wildcats. If they win, they advance. Wenatchee will host West Valley Wednesday, 6 o'clock, Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. The winner will be the Big 9 District Championship, and they will punch their ticket to state. The loser of that game will play the winner of the Eastmont game for a last chance at state contest Saturday at 1 o'clock. Well, the Wenatchee Wild split a pair of games over the weekend in BCHL play. On Friday, the Wild again had trouble with its former goalkeeper. He's now playing for the Vernon Vipers. A 4-1 defeat on the road. Anthony Yaminski turned aside 32 of 33 shots. The only one to get through for Wenatchee came in the 16th minute of the third period by A.J. Vanderbeck, his 6th of the season. But on Saturday, at Pink at the Rink in front of 3,000 fans, the Wild hosted the Alberni Valley Bulldogs, and they scored 8 goals. In fact, they scored so many goals we didn't have time to put the highlight package together. But for tonight's sports at 5 o'clock with Eric Granstrom, we'll have all the highlights from a nice victory Saturday for the Wenatchee Wild. All right, college football on Saturday. Washington rolled all over UCLA, 44-23. Miles Gaskin, 169 yards and a TV. Levon Coleman rushed for 94 yards and 3 TVs. The number 3 TDs. The Dogs rolled all over the Bruins. Arizona, no problems really with Washington State, 58-37. Kalai Tate rushing for 158 yards, a touchdown pass for 275 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Wildcats. Wazoo coach Mike Leach, of course, pulling Luke Falk, and then backup Tyler Helinski came in, threw for 509 yards, 3 TDs. He ran for 1, but he also threw 4 interceptions. Do we have a quarterback controversy in Pullman? And how about the undefeated Central Washington University Wildcats, 34-23 in Ellensburg? Well, the World Series, the 113th World Series, we've had just about everything. Game 5 had everything in one game last night. Astros eventually beat the Dodgers 13-12, took them 10 innings. Alex Bregman's walk-off RBI base hit gave Houston a 3-2 series lead. The game was the second longest in World Series history. It lasted 5 hours and 17 minutes. A couple of Cy Young Award winners who did battle in Game 1, Dallas Keuchel and Clayton Kershaw. They didn't do very well last night. They surrendered a combined 10 runs, neither pitcher made it out of the 5th inning. The game saw L.A. take an early 4-run lead, only to have Houston tie it with 4 runs in the 4th. The 2 teams combined to hit 7 home runs. Houston blew a 3-run lead in the 9th. Finally, Dodger ace closer, he's supposed to be anyway, Kenley Jansen walked, hit a batter in the 10th, and then Bregman provided the game-winning hit. Game 6 tomorrow in Los Angeles, 5 o'clock, Justin Verlander for the Stros. The Dodgers will go for Rich Hill If the Astros win, they will win their first ever World Championship. And gee, if that wasn't enough, Russell Wilson hitting Jimmy Graham for an 18-yard touchdown pass with 21 seconds remaining. That gave the Seahawks a come-from-behind 41-38 win over Houston Sunday at CenturyLink Field. Wilson had a career-high 452 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and he needed every bit of it against the Texans' rookie quarterback, Deshaun Watson. The Clemson Heisman Trophy winner launched one bomb after another, passed for 402 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also had 3 interceptions, including one returned 78 yards by Earl Thomas for a touchdown. Trailing 38-34 with $1:39 left and no timeouts, Wilson took Seattle 80 yards for the winning score. He hit Paul Richardson for 48 yards to start the drive. He then found Tyler Lockett for 19 yards and then Graham for the game winner. Seattle moves into a tie for first place in the NFC West with the idle Los Angeles Rams with the victory. Both teams are 5-2. Meanwhile, San Francisco 0-8. They lost to Philadelphia. Seahawks will play at home this Sunday against Washington. By the way, the Seahawks went undefeated for the month of October, 4-0 with a bye. Congratulations to the Seahawks. Okay, let's take our breath and let's move on to the obscure holiday of the day today on this 30th day of October. Today is National Candy Corn Day. I loved candy corn when I was a kid. I don't eat it anymore. Candy corn was invented in the 1880s by George Renninger, first manufactured by somebody else. Candy corn consists of corn syrup, honey, and sugar. So it's not particularly good for you, but it is a treat this time of year. It's amazing if you put out a dish of candy corn, it just seems to magically disappear. And candy corn does have a unique taste, you know, when it's candy corn. It tastes like no other candy. It's National Candy Corn Day today, on this, the day before Halloween. You ready for today in history? I know I am. It is October 30th, 2017. 153 years ago today. Happy birthday, Helena, Montana, one of the most beautiful state capitals in our country. Helena, Montana was founded on this date in 1864 by 4 prospectors prospecting for gold at Last Chance Gulch. They decided they better name a town and get it incorporated so everybody knows what the bells and whistles and the do's and the don'ts are. Happy 153rd birthday to Helena, Montana, the capital of the Big Sky State. 79 years ago, October 30th, 1938, Orson Welles broadcast the radio play of H.G. Wells' famous War of the Worlds, caused a lot of anxiety and a lot of panic in the northeastern states of the United States. Now, you can listen to it. It's available online. You listen to it now, and you kind of wonder why everybody kind of panicked, because it was a radio drama, but the acting was so overboard. It was so overdone. It was fairly obvious that this was a play going on, but what they figured out, and every commercial break, they said, this is a play, this isn't real, but people were missing the commercial breaks. They would be listening to the radio, whatever show it was. They would go to a commercial, so they would move their radio dial down to War of the Worlds, not knowing that this was, in fact, a drama, not a real thing, but it sure panicked a lot of people in the Northeast 79 years ago today, and it made Orson Welles a household name. The beginning of the end of the color barrier in Major League Baseball began on this date 72 years ago. Jackie Robinson of the Kansas City Monarchs signed a contract to play for the Brooklyn Dodgers, breaking baseball's color line. Of course, it took a couple of years. This was in October of 1945 and 1946. Jackie Robinson played for Montreal, and of course in April of 1947 with the Dodgers. But it began on this date 72 years ago today. And on this date in 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle. The boxing match between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman takes place in Kinshasa, Zaire, so it could be broadcast in the United States in prime time. The fight took place at 4 o'clock in the morning, local time. Of course, it was a huge upset for Muhammad Ali. He roped and doped his way to the title. George Foreman punched himself silly, and then all Muhammad Ali had to do was basically shove him over. It was also the debut of boxing promoter Don King. Take that for as much news, good or bad, as you so desire. And finally, let's get some birthdays done on this Monday, October 30th. John Adams, the American lawyer, politician, first vice president, second president, born on this date in 1735, lived to the ripe old age of 90, died on Independence Day, 1826, the same day as Thomas Jefferson. John Adams, maybe the most underrated of our founding fathers, of our great patriots. John Adams, born on this date in 1735. The Fonz is 72. Henry Winkler, the actor, the comedian, the director, the producer. For my generation, he'll always be Fonzie on Happy Days. He's done other great work as well, published author. Henry Winkler is 72 years old today. There you go. And Ivanka Trump celebrates a birthday today. Ivanka Trump is 36 years old today, one of the top advisors in her father's cabinet. Of course, started out life as a model and as a businesswoman. Ivanka Trump is 36 years old today. I hope Linda Hagelin is still waiting in the green room. That was a long second segment, wasn't it? Let's not waste any more time. 35 minutes after the hour, when we come back, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. Take the stairs. That's Mike's advice. And then Linda Hagelin, the executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association, will be in our studio. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
In our experience, some people are just cut out for charter college and for success in a new career. These charter types are hard workers. Charter types go above and beyond. And charter types are responsible. If you're ready to get to work making a better future for yourself, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
When it comes to tough, versatile workhorses, nothing compares to Kubota's full line of RTV Series utility vehicles. Engineered to last and designed to deliver, Kubota's RTV X Series doesn't just lead the way on rugged dependability, it leads the pack. From big jobs to small projects and daily chores. Choose from America's top-selling family of diesel utility vehicles to help you do it all.
The Kubota dealer in North Central Washington is Valley Tractor and Equipment in the Baker Flats Industrial Park, East Wenatchee.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. Selling your home, it's a big step. Can we find the right buyer in this market? Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on. So you have a secret weapon. You mean we have a secret weapon. I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper? I love that touch.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's been some stuff recently about men who, due to their Christian convictions, have made a pledge to their wives never to be alone with another woman, not even willing to be alone with some gal in an elevator or something like that. Now, part of the reason is due to avoid temptation. Well, I don't know about you, but I kind of think that possibly recognizing that temptation exists, and as it's going to show up where you least expect it, a better choice might be to say that out of love and respect for my spouse and my marriage vows, I'm going to be a good boy, regardless of who I'm confronted with. I mean, if your commitment is so weak that you have to be careful on elevators, well, maybe you should take the stairs. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Really what we're gonna do on our girls' night out? We should go to Club Crow. The bar and grill in Kashmir? Yeah, let's go.
Looking for a fun-filled, friendly hometown atmosphere? Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir is the place to be. Hi, this is Justin. Here at Club Crow, we have full bar and restaurant, live music, a dance floor, pool tables, pull tabs, and live jam sessions the first Sunday of every month. Club Crow in Kashmir, the coolest place in town.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Life is about memories and lasting impressions. With Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom of quality home furnishings, you'll find everything you need to create a home to remember. Need assistance? From fabric options and complimentary design service to complete home makeovers, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa are there to guide you. Come into Boswell's and find inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Welcome back to this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Koontz. My guest is a longtime friend of mine and has an open invitation to come by and see me, and Linda Hagelin. I said, can you come by and see me on Monday the 30th? And you said, okay.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. You know, what else do you do at 6:30 in the morning, right? And come by and see you. I love it.
Linda is the executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association. Let's go back just a couple of days, Make a Difference Day. You had a little clean up downtown.
We did. First of all, I'm mad at you. I don't watch baseball till the World Series. I had the hardest time going to sleep after that game last night.
I know.
I don't follow teams, honest, full disclosure, but I love the World Series. Every year, it doesn't disappoint us. Now I have my favorite little players, and they're just like a bunch of boys. When they score, I love it. I love that feeling of elation, but I was kind of mad at you last night. I got to be on the TV in the morning, and Dan Koontz is making me stay up for this World Series.
Yeah, I stayed up till the last out of the game,
Me
and it was
too.
5.5 hours of baseball.
Me too. So Make a Difference Day, yes. We try to do a cleanup project in downtown. And thank you to 8 young men who are here on missions with the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. We somehow reached their radar, and all 8 of these young men, plus a mother and son also with them, showed up to help us clean up downtown. Very, very amazing young men that helped Meredith and I. So they were black plastic bags full of stuff all the way down the avenue. It was really fun, and we did a little cleanup project. So thank you to them. I love it when people engage in downtown.
And the downtown core, as a rule of thumb, is pretty clean.
The city does a really good job. But this time of year, leaves, and it just needed a sprucing up, especially because we're inviting everybody tomorrow. So it really needed a sprucing up, and we try to do a project every year to engage people. It was fun.
Let's talk about tomorrow. I can't remember how long this has been going on, 30 plus years?
Forever, yeah. And so last year was the first year we realized that it has grown to be so popular and so big, we needed to shut the avenue down. So last year we shut down between 2nd and Orondo and left both 2nd and Orondo open for east-west. And it was so amazing, the different feel. You didn't have to worry about cars. Honestly, it was one of the most stressful events we did because kids were frenzied up. It's candy, it's free candy, and these kids really had a tough time with crosswalks and watching for cars. So shutting the avenue down. Then I was helping with National Night Out, and I was talking to Captain Reinfeldt, Edgar, and he said, let's go big this year. And I go, okay, let's go big. So his idea was, let's invite some people down the middle to make this a little different event. So they were the first in, Wenatchee Police Department, because full disclosure, Captain dresses up his dogs and brings them. Did you know that?
I had no
idea.
idea.
Oh my gosh, he has the cutest dogs and he dresses them up. So the Wenatchee Police Department, then the Chelan County Sheriff's Office said, okay, we're in. And then the fire department is going to bring a fire truck, and rumor has it might park right outside of Firehouse Pet. How good is that? Well, last year, Waste Management brought a brand new garbage truck, and you would think, what's the appeal of a brand new garbage truck? The kids went crazy. They're coming back, so they'll be right in the intersection of Palouse. Then the Chelan County PUD said, well, we'll bring a line truck down and trick-or-treat kids. They'll be on the corner of First Street. And then Ballard and Lifeline. Then we have about 14 nonprofits or other businesses not in the core coming down to be on the sidewalk to trick-or-treat kids. Plus 36 downtown businesses are participating. It, from 3 until 5, will be a candy frenzy, bar none, biggest you've ever seen. You can get it all done in 2 hours, And after that, the City of Wenatchee Parks Department will still have their carnival at the convention center until 7 p.m. We'll open the streets back up at 5. Pybus, I believe, at 5:30 is their costume contest. If you want a safe way, because I know they can't come to your house and get candy.
I'm watching baseball tomorrow.
I know, so come downtown and you can get it all done in 2 hours.
When I had my store downtown back in the early 90s, it was just a frenzy of kids. It was a lot of fun.
It is.
It was hard to get any business done, but it was a lot of fun. This has been a huge event for years and years and years and years.
It is. And Dave and Sandy Gallatley said, we'll help sponsor this year, because what we try to do is we try to give those participating businesses one big bag of candy. We bought $500 worth of candy because of that sponsorship. And so we give them a little help. They'll need 6 or 7 of those big Costco bags of candy. That's how many kids. But it is a sea of humanity. But what is fun, even if you don't have kids, come down and watch this. Whole families dress up. It's hilarious, and they'll theme dress up. One year we had a family of Minions, you know. One year we had this whole Star Trek thing. And whatever is kind of trending, I'm guessing we'll see some superhero families.
And a lot of the WDA businesses, the
They
employees dress
totally
up.
dress up. Yeah, they look forward to it. In fact, Jake Davison, American Family, he brings his staff down every year. They're a block up from us, actually 2 blocks. But he brings his staff down, sets up a tent, and hands out candy because his staff look forward to it. Kiwanis is going to be handing out glow sticks. You know, so you're going to get all kinds of fun, safe environment for kids in the daylight to trick or treat. We start at 3 and we end at 5. So we'll start shutting the street down a little earlier than that, get everybody staged, and then come have at it.
It's a safe, controlled atmosphere. You don't have to worry about kids going to strangers' house or a neighborhood that's not particularly well lit. You don't have to worry about crossing the street.
Nope.
It's the best case scenario for everybody.
Absolutely. And again, it's second to a rondo, and you can trick or treat. All those businesses will be standing outside because it's too hard to get in and out. It is a sea of strollers. I mean, traffic jam of strollers. It kind of reminded me of Disneyland, you know, where they have all that stroller parking, right? It's kind of like that, but it is just, the police will be down there, and what a great interaction with our law enforcement and first responders to kids tomorrow. We just appreciate everybody coming down that are providing candy and providing this for families.
And closing that little downtown core area is a really good idea, closing the avenue. It's just really
It was
smart.
crazy. Vips used to come down and help us navigate the intersections. It was crazy. It was, again, it was the most stressful thing we did, because what I did not want to happen is anyone to get hurt. But these kids are not, their mind is, there is focus, right? And it was really just too crazy. And I appreciate the city and the police department allowing us to.
You mentioned Dave and Sandy, 2 of my favorite people, the Galatleys, along with Cordell Neer and Company and Central Washington Water. Talk about this.
I know. So Veterans Day. So you know, 11/11 on the 11th, 11 is the Veterans Day parade, right? So they're going to march down, and then at noon we will do our holiday open house and wine walk. The cool thing about this event is it is really one of our fundraising events. Much of what we do, because we're a nonprofit, really we get sponsors and it's revenue neutral for us, right? Like Halloween. But this one is a fundraiser for us. So from 12 to 5, you can stroll downtown. There are actually 21 businesses participating. We'll have 18 wineries or cideries in businesses downtown. So you get a wine glass. We check your ID and wristband you. You get tokens. And you can walk around into these great shops and taste some local wineries or hard ciders you may not have tasted from our region. It's really fun. Starting locations are at Davis Furniture and the Chamber. And Meredith and I will be respectively in either place. The Save in the middle have a few extra tokens if something you wanted to taste that there wasn't enough tokens for you. And then you can stroll in those 5 hours, and everyone will have food for you to taste. It's really a fun day. It is $30 if you wait to the day of, which Wenatchee's a little guilty of doing. It is it's a little bit more. It's $35, but tickets are on sale now at Eventbrite. And also, starting today, I'll take my little tablet down, and you can purchase your tickets at the Chamber.
Wenatchee has become, downtown specifically, has become kind of a hub for wine and high-end food. There's some really good restaurants downtown.
And some coming in, some new stuff.
Can you tease me a little bit? How
Maybe
far can you go out?
We have to take a break?
You want to take a break?
Let's take a break and then I'll tease you.
Tell you what,
Yeah.
so that'll keep you close to your televisions. We got some exciting news about downtown. Maybe talk a few of the properties, things like that. Okay. Linda Hagelin is my guest, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Don't wait till your equipment breaks. This Lennox dealer can help.
Keep your home comfort system running smoothly with regular checkups from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
And we're back at 51 minutes after the hour. Dan Kuntz alongside Linda Hagelin, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association. Before we talk about some of the things that we teased our audience, there's one more thing I want to mention about the holiday open house and wine walk, which again is on Veterans Day, Saturday, November 11th. And I found this very, very interesting. Your sponsors are, first of all, Dave and Sandy Golightly, people who we all love. And Dave's been one of the longtime downtown supporters, property owners, stuff like that. Central Washington Water, of course. We love Mike Salmon down there. And then your third sponsor is Cordell Neer and Company, which is not even anywhere close to downtown, and yet they're sponsoring this.
They've been great supporters of downtown for years. Tamara DeZellum, who is one of the CPAs there, used to be on our board, and Jeff and his crew there, Jeff Neer and his crew, they just fully understand community support. That's all I can say. I mean, they have supported us with our B&O tax credit incentive program for years. They have been our accountant for years. They just love downtown, and we can't do, especially this year, we had a financially challenging year because we lost a funding source. Without these sponsors, we would not be doing what we do. I think people don't understand, a lot of nonprofits are very much that, nonprofit, right? We qualify. So we need sponsors and help. We don't ask for money a lot. When we do, we usually need it, and they stepped up to sponsor this event. The other thing I failed to say is that a lot of people don't know, with our new tasting room at the Chamber, you can taste our local and regional wines all the time. But during the wine walk and at the end, you can purchase anything you taste there. You can purchase the bottle and take it home. So if it's the holidays and you go, oh, I would love to serve this for Thanksgiving, you can just do right back down to the Chamber and purchase, and they'll be selling that, and that is their portion. So they get those proceeds, and then we get the ticket sales proceeds and pay the bills. So it's pretty cool.
Before we went to break, I remarked about how many really good restaurants are available for you to enjoy your culinary fun stuff in downtown Wenatchee. And you said, I got some interesting news to talk about it. Well, Linda, we got 6 minutes.
I know, right?
We're done teasing people. What do you got?
Well, first of all, look at the variety. We brought in Cook's Corner, which if you haven't tried that is the unique little eating experience. But also, you look at Menage, India House. You look what they do, that authentic, all the way from Cook-Tron to Walkabout to Stone's Gastropub to Ina's to Iwa Sushi. You look at all of these eating, and I hope I haven't missed any, all of these eating establishments.
And if you just want a hot dog, you can go to the Al Drug.
Exactly,
and have a milkshake.
McGlynn's. You look at all these places. But what I love about downtown is that people see a need and want to meet it. So there is a new eatery, if you would, and tastery. I don't know if that's a word, I made it up. Opening in downtown very soon in the next 3 weeks. Everybody gets, another thing I will say is people get really nervous when things, their favorites like Kitchen Sink and Merriment and Mills Brothers and Palmer's close, right? But what I always say about that is in all those 4 instances, it wasn't closed due to bad business or poor business. they got to retire, or in Merriman's case, they're moving away. Those are good reasons to close a business. And so what is going into Palmer's is not an eatery. That will open, you can see the sign up now, that will open in a couple of weeks. And then where Merriman was will be a new establishment called Norwood. And all I'm going to say is it will be a wonderful place to taste both food and beverage. It will be another night location, you know, like Sidecar, how popular Sidecar Lounge is, and people loving that experience. It's going to give you an experience similar, but they're bringing a little different twist to it, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Enough. It's called Norwood, and Joshua, the owner of Norwood, you're going to love him. He's a local boy, came home, and I love those stories too. And he's a good guy, a great family, and he wants to bring something different and unique into downtown. You're going to love it. And rumor has it on the 11th, you're going to be able to peek in there. He doesn't know they'll be open by then. We were going to cut the ribbon, but he doesn't know that he's quite there, but you're going to be able to peek in. We're going to tease
If
him.
you've been at the corner of Wenatchee Avenue and 9th Street, where Washington Federal is, their branch there, they got the fences up. They've already started that project, which means the downtown Washington Federal is going to be
We will
vacant.
say goodbye to them sometime early
We
next year.
grew up with it. You and I remember it as the old
We did.
Seafirst Bank. It's one of the premier pieces of real estate anywhere in north central
I know.
Washington, right on the corner of Orondo
I
and the
know,
Avenue. It's a
I know.
beautiful building.
Bank of America was the legal owner of that building, and it sold in the last year. And Washington Federal really wanted to have one location, so they're taking this opportunity to rebuild there on 9th Street. And then they're going to, that building was bought by the Goodfellow brothers and others, and a double-decker parking. So Chris Martin allowed us to tour that during our Possibilities tour in September. And I love these people. They are open for suggestions. They said, we don't quite have it all figured out yet. We're open for suggestions, but what prime real estate. In that building, it has that look, not quite a Morris building, 100-year-old look, or Mills Brothers, 110-year-old look, but it has that very iconic,
It's unique.
historic look, unique. And they are open for suggestions. Again, double-decker parking, and what could that building be? And he was very open and gracious to let us tour through and see. It's got downstairs and upstairs and secured rooms, and they don't quite know. Boarded up windows, so they'll unboard all that. How cool is that going to be? I have to say, in the last year and a half, we've had over 7 buildings change hands downtown. Highly unusual. And a lot of it says a lot about the economy here, but that is new ideas, new energy, new money into downtown. So kudos to those property owners who recognize that somebody else can have this now and move on with the dream of downtown. But look at the new revenue that's going to provide in downtown. How exciting is that? I am excited, thrilled.
Linda, we got about a minute left.
Okay.
It's the old Seafirst building that we're talking about at the corner of Orondo and downtown. In downtown. That was my mom's bank, and I remember when I was a kid going in there, it was a big artistic mural, something. I can't really explain it in my head.
Walter Graham.
What's going to happen to that?
Oh my gosh, how cool is that? So that's on the 9th Street property. It was a little bit outside and
Right.
a little bit inside. Kudos to Washington Federal. They recognized that was an historic piece that meant something in this community. So they reached out. I reached out to the Arts Commission of the city. Dave Erickson reached out to the Arts Commission board. Oh yeah, we want it. Then there is this dilemma of getting it down. Washington Federal took care of that, and it will be repurposed somewhere in the city. Is that cool or what? A 32-foot Walter Graham, and it's a mosaic tile piece, and it's going to stay here, and it's
Good.
going to be loved here.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, Washington Federal, yay!
Everything we're talking about, WenatcheeDowntown.org, WenatcheeDowntown.org. Beginning at 3 o'clock tomorrow, they'll shut down the avenue just in that downtown core. Palouse to 2nd?
No, Orondo to 2nd.
Orondo to 2nd. And then your kids can safely go out and do their trick-or-treating, and there'll be fire trucks and law enforcement and the PUD and waste management, so the kids can look at these big rigs up close. And then, of course, on Veterans Day is the White Walk and Holiday Open House. Linda, it's good to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for letting us message. Like I said, us nonprofits really appreciate this. Thank you.
Everybody have a great Monday. We'll see you Halloween tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Boo.